Okay, today we're learning about supply, and we're in learning objective 2, which is the elasticity of supply. So to begin, prices are signals to both sides of the market about the relative scarcity of products. High prices discourage consumption but encourage production. Low prices encourage consumption but discourage production. Elasticity of supply measures how responsive producers are to a price change. Pause there for a second. This is why we had problems with the last lesson, which talked about if prices go up, producers are more willing to produce more, which seems so backwards to us. Because as consumers, high prices discourage us from buying, low prices encourage us to buy. But production is the opposite. High prices encourage production and low prices discourage production. And that's why we're talking about elasticity of supply. It's measuring how responsive producers are to a price change. Okay, to start out, elasticity of supply equals the percent change in quantity supplied divided by the percent change in price. And there's our equation right here. Okay, we have elasticity of supply. Percent change in quantity supplied divide by the percent change in price. Okay, oh, there's a typo. Sorry, right there. Suppose the price increases because a higher price makes production more attractive. The quantity supplied increases as the price increases. We'll do a sample calculation next time you see me. But we'd be talking about the percent change in quantity supplied, which would be, subtract these two. 24 minus 20 divided by 24 would go right up here. I was going to see if I could write. I can't write. Sorry, we would do 24 minus 20 divide by 24, which is 16.7%. And we would divide that by 12 minus 9 divide by 12. 12 minus 9 divide by 12, which is 0.2 or 25%. So 16.7% divide by 25%. Our elasticity of supply in this example right here is 0.67. Okay, let's try to remember that. And we'll go over a few more when you see me again. The product or the elasticity is the supply is elastic if the value you calculate is bigger than 1. It's unit elastic if the elasticity is exactly 1. And it's inelastic if the supply elasticity is less than 1. In this example, we had 0.67, so over here, it is not elastic or inelastic because our supply elasticity was 0.67. Okay, determinants of supply elasticity. We have an example, bananas, donuts, and a Corvette. So assuming that the price of each good increases 25%, which of the goods should become more elastic over a shorter period of time? We have bananas, which are relatively inexpensive, donuts, which are relatively inexpensive, but there's lots of different places we can buy donuts, and there's lots of different types of donuts. Bananas, not a lot of different places we can buy them, not a lot of banana producers out there. Corvettes, there is one and only Corvette. So which will be less elastic if the cost of transportation increases? Between the Corvette, the bananas, and the donuts. Like if we're transporting something, these bananas come from tropical areas around the equator. So if the cost of transportation increases, bananas are going to be pretty darn expensive to get up here. Okay, so that would be less elastic. Donuts, they're made all over. Transportation really doesn't matter. And a Corvette, I'm not sure what they mean about with the cost of transportation, if it's transporting your product or if it's actually transportation of yourself. So I think less elastic would be the bananas. So if the cost of supplying an additional unit rises sharply as output expands, then a higher price causes, another typo, causes little increase in quantity supplied. Supply is more inelastic. I'm going to repeat that. If the cost of supplying an additional unit rises sharply as output expands, then a higher price causes little increase in quantity supply. The supply is more inelastic. Or, if the cost of an additional unit rises slowly as output expands, the profit lure of a higher price prompts a relatively large boost in output. Therefore, supply is more elastic. So if the cost of an additional unit rises slowly as output expands, the profit lure of a higher price prompts a relatively large boost in output. Supply is more elastic. Okay, time. Supply becomes more elastic over time as consumers adjust to price changes. The longer the adjustment period under consideration, the more easily producers can adapt to price changes. And ability to increase supply. The ability to increase quantity supplied in response to a higher price differs across industries. Move that. The long run is longer for oil and timber, where expansion may take 10 years. This would be where expansion may take 10 years. Then for window washing and hot dog vending, where expansion may take only a few days. Boy, the typos in this presentation are awful. So ability to increase supply. For oil and timber, we can't increase supply very easily. We have to grow new trees or find more oil. But window washing and hot dog vending, it's not a big deal. You can, find a few more hot dog vendors or get some more window washers out there. Okay, the last thing we have is a video. I'm actually going to require you guys to watch this video separately from the Screencast-O-Matic. Again, it's not a suggestion. The video is really, really good, and it does a great job of breaking down elasticity of supply and what the determinants are. So it's attached to our homepage, and please push play and watch it, and then you'll have time to do your homework. Thanks a lot.